Hey there, it's David Gottfried, and I wanted to wish you an incredible Thanksgiving, and also to reflect a bit about gratitude and Thanksgiving, and also share something I've been learning with you that's been really exciting. The past 6 months, I've been learning about the power of personal story. I went to a conference first with a guy named Brendan Bouchard. It's called the World's Greatest Speaker Training. And there he had Roger Love, who's a voice coach for Hollywood singers and actors, and Bo Eason, who is a former NFL player and a Broadway solo play actor who really inspired me. In fact, Bo inspired me so much, I took his personal storytelling course after that. And I wanted to share the power of personal story with you because it's changing all of my speaking. I'm no longer hiding behind the PowerPoints. I'm no longer trying to teach all my lessons and points with number 1, number 2. I'm only now talking and teaching through personal story. I don't know if you were at Greenville, New Orleans, but I got to roll out my power of the personal story there, particularly in the closing plenary. I just gave a 2-minute part along with 7 of my friends and colleagues at the closing, where our task was to talk about what's next or something that we're passionate about. If you weren't there, I'm going to recreate it now for you here just to show what I've been practicing on, to push myself to continue to practice, and to share that technique with you. And I really hope that you'll open up and tell us your personal story through your talks and push aside the PowerPoint and teach through story, because that's the most powerful thing we've got, and the thing you're the greatest expert at is your personal story. So are you ready? Let's do this together. Okay, here we go. So in 2000, when I was 40 years old, I found myself in Sevilla, Spain, in that old city. And I felt antiquated just like the old city. I was pounding away on my laptop, trying to write what became my first book, my first memoir, Greed to Green. But at that time, I was very unable to write. It was 3 in the morning, and I just kept hacking up phlegm, thick yellow phlegm, my 4th flu that year. And I pushed aside the laptop. I slowly walked like an old man over to the bathroom. I splashed water in my face and dried it off. And I was captivated as I looked into that mirror. And that person I saw in the mirror was not me. He had thick bags under his eyes, and their eyes were bloodshot, and the phlegm was flowing out of his mouth. And he was tied up and tight and stressed and angry and hunched over. That guy wasn't me. That wasn't the David that I knew. So I went back to the laptop and closed it with the thought that I was a fraud. You see, I knew how to green buildings, cities, countries, but I didn't know what was a green David. This body, this structure, this building of person was not green. I was not living a green life, and I had no clue what was a green life. So I flew home. I found Coach Dorothy in San Francisco, and we got to work at defining what is a green life for David. She made me quit my job half-time, stop writing, and I found a yurt to rent up in Point Reyes National Seashore. And that first sunny day at the yurt, I walked out with my laptop to that balcony, to that deck overlooking the Inverness Ridge with soaring hawks and beautiful trees. And I started to breathe, maybe for the first time ever. And I opened up my laptop, opened up Excel, and I invented the life balance sheet, which was a calculation for David's self-worth. Of course, it was 100 points, and less than 60, I wouldn't have a certified green life. And at 90, I'd hit the platinum. On that first scoring of that system, I was at 53, still not living a green life as defined by David in the 10 categories. And so I got to work with Coach Dorothy. I learned to do yoga and to meditate and to breathe. I poured my heart and soul into essays in Match.com and found my sweetheart, my Basheret, Sarah, and ended up married about a year later, and a year after that, a dad. And I soared several years later to 92 points, a platinum life for David. You too, over this Thanksgiving, can define what is a green life for you. What are your 10 categories? And what is the platinum of 90 for you? And during this Thanksgiving, what a wonderful time to not only take out your journal or your laptop to define the green life for yourself, but an incredible time to be grateful and express gratitude. And I'd like to start with my gratitude for you, for the important work you're doing to green our buildings, to green and sustain Earth. And when my spirit is low and doesn't feel renewable, I thank you for helping rekindle my light, to give me greater purpose, to inspire me, to push me up the mountain when I'm just not making it. And I really need your help, your love, and the earth needs the work that you're doing. We are so lucky here on earth. We have so much, and we have so much opportunity. We have freedom. We have the freedom to invent, to create, and to inspire. And my hope is to inspire you during this Thanksgiving to define your green life and to also take the risk of sharing your personal story with us at each and every speech that you give. Let us learn from you as you climb the mountain. Let us learn when you too were in the mud and looking in the mirror and feeling the pain. Let us also know when you had that epiphany and you found purpose. And let us know the equation you've come up to help create legacy. So thank you for this Thanksgiving period of giving to me, of giving to the earth, and inspiring.